History always leaves signs for those who are willing to see them. Nothing that happens in life comes without a pattern, without a trace that has already been marked somewhere in the past. 4th October is not just a day on the calendar, it is a reminder of how often humanity has ignored the warnings that time itself gives. When people forget the lessons that history tried to teach, they repeat the same mistakes again and again. And when those mistakes are repeated, the cost becomes heavier, the consequences more painful, the regret deeper. 4 October carries the weight of this truth. It carries the voice of every moment in the past where warnings were neglected. It shows how fragile life becomes when one lives blind, when one walks without paying attention to the signs that are already there. Life is not cruel, it is simply honest. It always gives a signal before change, before collapse, before breakthrough. The question is not whether life speaks. The question is whether we are listening. When you look back at your own life, you will see it clearly. Every downfall was not sudden. Every failure was not without signals. The arguments, the broken trust, the loss of health, the missed opportunities. They all came after a series of signs that were ignored. 4th October is that moment when the mirror is placed in front of you to ask, have you been paying attention? Have you been awake? Or are you walking the same road that history has already warned you about? There is power in dates. Not because the number itself changes you, but because it becomes a symbol. 4 October can be the symbol of awakening. It can be the day where you decide never again to walk blindly, never again to ignore the subtle signs life whispers before it shouts. It can be the day where you make a choice to observe, to listen, to act before it is too late. History has shown that civilizations fell not because of sudden storms, but because of ignored cracks in the walls. People collapse not because of one great blow, but because of small daily habits that slowly poison their strength. The same is true for growth. Greatness does not arrive suddenly. It is built by listening to those small signals, by correcting the small cracks before they break open. 4th of October is the warning and the opportunity at the same time. It warns you that ignoring your path leads to destruction, and it invites you to take control now. When you wake up on 4th of October, see it not as another ordinary day. See it as history speaking directly to you. See it as the call to stop repeating the same mistakes you have carried for years. Stop waiting for life to collapse before you change. Stop ignoring your health until it turns into illness. Stop neglecting your potential until it turns into regret. The warnings are already here. The only question is whether you will act. There is drama in this truth because life does not wait. It does not pause for the ones who sleep. It keeps moving and it keeps repeating the same lessons until they are finally learned. 4th October becomes the day where you no longer choose blindness. It becomes the day where you decide to listen to the voice of history, to learn from it, and to step forward with awareness. Do not underestimate the importance of one day. Change does not need a year. It does not need a decade. It needs one clear decision. And 4th October is the day that history has already prepared for you. It has shown again and again that ignoring the signs will bring suffering. So let this day be the one where you stop repeating. Let it be the day where you take the warnings of the past and use them as your strength. History warned us not to frighten us, but to guide us. 4th October is the proof that the guidance is always there. If you see the signs and act upon them, you break the cycle, you step into growth. You become the one who rises when others fall, the one who listens when others remain deaf, the one who transforms warnings into wisdom. This day is not about fear. It is about clarity. It is about finally realizing that everything you need to grow has already been shown to you. The choice is in your hands. 4th October is not just a date. It is a symbol of awakening, of responsibility, of self-growth. And if you embrace it, history will no longer repeat itself in your life. Instead, it will become the ground from which you build something stronger, something lasting, something unshakable. 4th October carries with it a sharp reminder: those who are awake, those who prepare, are the ones who rise when others fall. Life does not reward those who walk blindly into it. It rewards the ones who see, who stay aware, who remain ready when the unexpected arrives. Awareness and preparedness are not luxuries. They are the foundation of survival, of growth, of transformation. 4th of October is the day that tells you clearly that time waits for no one. The storms that come in life will not pause so you can get ready, and you will not delay until you feel strong enough. They arrive when they arrive, and only those who have cultivated awareness will see them before they strike. Only those who have prepared will have the strength to withstand them. This is the truth that history has always shown, and 4th of October makes it impossible to ignore. Awareness begins with honesty. To stand still for a moment and look directly at your life, to recognize the distractions, the excuses, the illusions that consume your days. On a 4 October, you must strip all of that away and see yourself as you are. If you are weak, admit you are weak. If you are careless, admit you are careless. Awareness is not about judgment, it is about clarity. Without clarity, you cannot prepare. Without preparation, you will collapse. Preparation is not about waiting for the right time. It is about using this very moment. On 4 October, you do not delay, you do not postpone. You begin to shape your mind, strengthen your body, discipline your habits. You prepare by living consciously, by sharpening yourself like a blade. Because when life tests you, it does not care about your excuses. It cares only about whether you are ready or not. Think of the countless times in the past where people were unprepared. History shows it again and again. Collapse does not come because challenges are too great. It comes because people were not ready when the challenge arrived. 4th October is the day that reminds you that you have no excuse to remain unprepared. You have seen the patterns, you have seen the warnings, you have felt the inner voice telling you to get ready. If you ignore it, the cost is yours to carry. Awareness also means seeing opportunities where others see nothing. On the 4th of October, while some will call it just another day, you can see it as a turning point. Awareness allows you to sense that change is near, that life is opening a door for those who are awake enough to notice it. Most will pass by asleep in their routines, blind in their distractions. But those who are aware will seize the chance. They will step forward when others remain stuck. Preparedness is not just about defense. It is about creating strength before you need it. 4 October is the day you stop waiting for motivation and you start building discipline. It is the day you stop hoping for clarity and you start practicing awareness daily. Preparation is action repeated again and again until readiness becomes your nature. It is not a one-time effort, it is a way of living. Do not think that awareness and preparedness are heavy burdens. They are freedom. When you are aware, you are no longer surprised by life. When you are prepared, you are no longer afraid of what comes. You move with calmness while others panic. You see paths while others see walls. You act with certainty while others freeze. 4th October is the moment to claim this freedom for yourself. Every great achievement in history was the result of preparation meeting opportunity. Every downfall was the result of blindness meeting reality. Which side will you stand on? 4th October holds this choice in its hand. It offers you the chance to step into a new way of living where you no longer drift asleep through your days, but instead walk awake, sharp and ready. Awareness opens your eyes. Preparedness strengthens your steps. Together, they make you unshakable. And this is what 4th October demands of you. Not to remain soft, not to remain unready, but to become someone who sees and someone who acts, someone who does not wait for disaster to force growth, but someone who chooses growth before disaster even arrives. On this day, let the world see you differently. Let yourself see you differently. This is not about waiting for change. It is about becoming the change. 4th October is not just a warning from history. It is an invitation from life itself. An invitation to rise above the unprepared masses, to stand tall when others fall, to walk forward with awareness as your vision and preparedness as your armor. The moment is here. The lesson is clear. 4 October is not just a date. It is the command to awaken, to prepare, to step into strength before the test comes. Those who understand this truth will never again live blind, and you will never again be caught weak. They will walk with certainty, and when history warns again, they will already be ready. Fear has always been the greatest prison. It is not the obstacles outside that hold people back. It is the chains of fear and doubt within. 4th October stands as a symbol of this truth. It is the day that demands you to finally see how much of your life has been wasted under the shadow of fear. How many chances have slipped away? How many dreams have been buried? How many moments of courage were stolen because fear spoke louder than your inner strength? On a 4th October, there is no room for illusions. Fear will always whisper. It will tell you that you are not ready, that you are not strong enough, that the path is too dangerous. Doubt will echo, feeding your hesitation, keeping you locked in the same cycles of inaction. But the reality is this: nothing destroys a person faster than surrendering to these voices. They are the invisible hands that push you away from growth, that rob you of the life that could have been yours. To break free, you must understand that fear is not a signal to stop, it is a signal to move. When fear arises, it means you are standing at the edge of growth, at the border between what is known and what is possible. On a 4th October, let fear become your compass. Let it point you toward the areas where transformation waits. Instead of running from it, step into it. This is where strength is built. This is where the chains begin to break. Doubt is a shadow that grows stronger the longer you feed it. Every time you hesitate, every time you retreat, it grows. On 4th October, you must starve it. You must act despite it. Action is the weapon that dissolves doubt. Every small step you take forward weakens its grip. Every decision made with courage strengthens your faith in yourself. By the end, you will see that doubt was never real power. It was only an illusion, a voice that existed because you allowed it to. History has shown that the greatest collapses came not because the enemy was too strong, but because fear conquered the heart before the battle even began. 4th October warns you not to make the same mistake. If you give fear the authority to rule your choices, your future is already lost. But if you stand firm, if you decide that fear has no place in your steps, then nothing outside can defeat you. Fear is not removed by waiting for it to disappear. It does not vanish on its own. It dissolves only through action, through facing it head on. On 4th October, make this your rule. Do what fear tells you not to do. Speak when doubt tells you to stay silent. Try when hesitation tells you to wait. Move when your mind tries to chain you. Each time you do this, the prison cracks. Each time you do this, freedom grows. Do not mistake courage for the absence of fear. Courage is action despite fear. 4th October carries this lesson with force. Those who succeed, those who rise, those who lead, they all felt fear, but they moved anyway. They turned fear into fuel. They allowed it to sharpen their senses, to strengthen their focus, to push them beyond comfort. Fear became their ally, not their master. This is the transformation waiting for you if you are willing to claim it. Doubt often disguises itself as protection. It tells you not to risk, not to fail, not to suffer. But in truth, doubt steals far more than failure ever could. Failure teaches, it builds resilience, it shapes character. Doubt only suffocates. On 4th October, strip away its disguise. See it clearly for what it is, a thief that takes your future before you even try. And once you see it, decide that you will no longer let it rule you. Imagine what life would look like if fear and doubt had no hold on you. Imagine the freedom of acting without hesitation, of speaking your truth, of walking directly into the unknown with confidence. This is not a fantasy. This is what 4 October is asking of you, to break the invisible walls, to step beyond the limits you have carried for too long, to finally claim the strength that has always been inside you. The drama of life is not in what happens outside, but in the silent war within. On a 4th of October, that war reaches its climax. It is the battle between fear and courage, doubt and faith, hesitation and action. If you win this battle, nothing else can defeat you. If you lose it, nothing else can save you. That is why this day carries such weight, such urgency. The time for hesitation is over. The time for hiding is over. 4th October is the day you step through fear, the day you silence doubt, the day you free yourself from the chains that have held you back. Once you do, you will never be the same again. You will see that fear was only a teacher, that doubt was only an illusion, and that your true strength begins the moment you refuse to bow to them. 4th October is not just another day. It is the day of liberation. It is the day you finally break free. Discipline is the foundation upon which every form of strength is built. Without it, even the greatest vision collapses. Without it, even the strongest desire fades into weakness. 4th October stands as a reminder that nothing lasting can be created without discipline. Passion may start the journey, but only discipline carries it to the end. It is the daily practice, the silent repetition, the unshakable consistency that transforms dreams into reality. On a 4th October, life demands you to understand this truth. Discipline is not punishment, it is freedom. It is the structure that allows you to grow beyond limits, the steady path that makes breakthroughs possible. Those who reject discipline fall into chaos. They depend on moods, on fleeting bursts of motivation, on circumstances aligning perfectly. But life never aligns perfectly. 4th October reminds you that the storms will come, distractions will come, obstacles will come. Only discipline keeps you standing when everything else tries to knock you down. Discipline is not glamorous. It is waking up when you want to stay in bed. It is training when you feel tired. It is choosing focus when distractions tempt you. 4th October shows clearly that strength is not built in a single dramatic moment, but in thousands of unseen choices repeated with patience. The person who chooses discipline becomes unshakable because they are no longer ruled by feelings. They are ruled by commitment. Every weakness in life can be traced back to a lack of discipline. Every failure carries the mark of neglecting the simple practices that would have built strength. On a 4th of October, let this truth hit you with force. Discipline is not optional. It is the price of freedom, the cost of growth, the requirement for greatness. If you avoid it, you are choosing weakness. If you embrace it, you are choosing power. History has shown this lesson countless times. Great leaders, warriors, and thinkers were not created in comfort. They were created in discipline. They rose because they trained while others slept, because they focused while others wasted time, because they remained steady while others gave in to their impulses. 4th October carries their voice, reminding you that without discipline you remain fragile, but with it you become unbreakable. Discipline is not about force. It is about alignment. It is aligning your actions with your purpose. On a 4th October, ask yourself where your time goes, where your energy flows, where your actions lead. Every action either strengthens or weakens you. Every habit either builds or destroys. Discipline means choosing the actions that serve your growth, even when they are uncomfortable, even when no one is watching, even when you feel like quitting. 4th October is not asking you for comfort. It is asking you for commitment. It is asking you to rise each day with the discipline to move closer to your vision, to shape yourself into someone capable of carrying that vision forward. Without discipline, vision is just imagination. With discipline, vision becomes reality. This is the dividing line. This is the choice that determines who rises and who remains stuck. Discipline is also patience. It is understanding that results will not come instantly. Growth is not sudden. Strength is not immediate. 4th October teaches you to trust the process, to value the journey more than the outcome. Each day of discipline is a brick laid in the foundation of your future. Skip one day and the structure weakens. Stay consistent and the structure becomes indestructible. When you live with discipline, freedom comes naturally. You are no longer controlled by laziness, no longer enslaved by impulses, no longer weakened by inconsistency. On a 4th October, make discipline your shield, your weapon, your anchor. It is discipline that keeps you moving when motivation fades. It is discipline that builds resilience when life tests you. It is discipline that transforms you into someone who cannot be broken. Remember this clearly: strength without discipline is temporary. Success without discipline is fragile. Growth without discipline is impossible. 4th October stands as a warning and as a promise. The warning is that without discipline, you will fall like countless others before you. The promise is that with discipline, you can rise, endure, and achieve what others believe to be impossible. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait for conditions to be right. Discipline is forged in the present moment. 4th October is the day to begin, the day to commit, the day to create the habits that will carry you forward for years to come. Every step of discipline you take on this day becomes a seed that grows into strength, resilience, and mastery. This day is not about talk, it is about action. Discipline is action repeated with purpose. On 4th October, choose the actions that align with your growth. Choose the habits that shape your strength. Choose the path of consistency even when it feels heavy, even when it feels endless. Because when you look back, it will be discipline that carried you through. Nothing else matters if discipline is missing. With it, you can rise from weakness to strength, from chaos to clarity, from doubt to certainty. 4th October is the day to stop negotiating with your excuses, to stop delaying your growth, to stop surrendering to comfort. It is the day to commit fully to discipline and let it build you into someone unstoppable. Every single day carries within it the power to transform your life, but most people walk through their days as if they are meaningless, as if they are endless, as if they will always have tomorrow. 4th October shatters that illusion. It is the reminder that one day, just one, can change everything. It can be the day that breaks you or the day that builds you. It can be the day where nothing is the same again. 4th October is not just a mark on the calendar. It is the proof that a single decision, a single moment of clarity can redirect the course of your life completely. History has shown again and again that entire worlds shifted in the space of a day. Civilizations rose, leaders were born, breakthroughs appeared, destinies were altered, all because one day became the turning point. This is why 4th October is so heavy, so dramatic, so powerful. It carries the possibility of transformation for anyone who is awake enough to claim it. Most people wait for the perfect moment. They wait for a new year, a new season, a new chance. But transformation does not wait. 4th October arrives with urgency, reminding you that the right day is not somewhere in the future. It is now. This very day can become the line that separates your old life from your new one. This very day can become the chapter where everything shifts. The only question is whether you will take it seriously or waste it like the rest. When you think back to your own life, you will realize this truth. The turning points were never spread across years, they were concentrated in moments. The day you chose to commit, the day you decided to walk away, the day you took the risk, the day you embraced discipline. These days stand out. They burn themselves into your memory. They remind you that one day has the power to define a lifetime. 4th October can be that day. Transformation is not about waiting for miracles. It is about making a choice. On a 4th October, you can choose to rise instead of remain the same. You can choose to break the chains you have carried for years. You can choose to release the fear, the laziness, the distractions, and step into strength. That is the power of this day. It is the moment where you stop saying, someday, and finally say, today. This day is a reminder that life can shift without warning. Opportunities can appear, challenges can strike, doors can open, and doors can close. 4 October teaches you to live awake, to live with awareness that at any moment, the ground beneath you can change. Those who are conscious use this truth as fuel. They do not wait for change to force them forward. They create change deliberately. They decide that this one day is enough to begin something new. Every great journey began with a single step, and that step was taken on a specific day. Every person who transformed their life remembers the moment when it began. Not a vague period of time, but a clear day when they said enough is enough. 4th October has the power to be that declaration. The declaration that your old self no longer rules you, that your excuses no longer define you, that your hesitation no longer chains you. From this day forward, you can rise in a new direction. Understand this: the weight of one day is enormous because it contains every possibility. 4th of October can be wasted in comfort and it will vanish like smoke, or it can be embraced with courage and it will burn like fire in your memory. The choice is yours, but once the day passes, it does not return. You cannot reclaim it, you cannot live it twice. This is why one day matters more than most people realize. This is why 4 October must not be treated as ordinary. Great change is not built on waiting for the future. It is built on claiming the present. If you cannot transform a single day, you will never transform a year. If you cannot seize 4th October, you will not seize what comes after. Everything begins here. Everything begins now. Do not underestimate the silence of the moment. Even if no one notices, even if the world does not see, the decision you make on 4th October can ripple through the rest of your life. It can shift your habits, your mindset, your direction, your destiny. This is how powerful one day can be. This is why this day is not to be wasted, not to be ignored, not to be taken lightly. There is urgency in the air on 4th October. There is drama because the moment cannot be repeated. This is your chance to rise. This is your chance to begin again. This is your chance to turn history into a lesson and your life into a story of strength. All it takes is one day. All it takes is today. 4th October is that day. Claim it and everything changes. Life has always been clear in its message. What happens to you is not what defines you, it is how you respond. 4th October carries this truth with sharpness. It does not ask whether challenges will come, whether difficulties will appear, whether uncertainty will rise. These are guaranteed. What matters is your response, the way you choose to act, the way you choose to think, the way you choose to carry yourself in the face of events. That is what shapes your future. On 4th October, history reminds you that warnings are everywhere, signs are everywhere, lessons are everywhere, but none of them hold power unless you act upon them. Your response is what turns a warning into wisdom, a mistake into a lesson, a challenge into growth. Without the right response, even the greatest opportunity can be wasted. With the right response, even the heaviest burden can be transformed into strength. Most people surrender too quickly. They react with fear, with anger, with hesitation. They let circumstances dictate their state of mind. 4th October is the moment to break this pattern. It is the moment to understand that nothing outside of you has the authority to decide your future. Only your response has that power. You cannot control the storm, but you can control whether you stand or collapse within it. You cannot control the fire, but you can control whether it consumes you or forges you. Your response creates your future. This is not poetry, it is reality. On 4th October, life will place a mirror in front of you. It will show you that your habits of reaction have built the life you are living now. If you have lived with excuses, your present is shaped by them. If you have lived with discipline, your present reflects it. The future will be no different. It will carry the imprint of your choices today. Every moment carries two doors. One leads to growth, the other leads to decline. On 4th October, you must see these doors clearly. The door of growth opens only when you respond with courage, with awareness, with strength. The door of decline opens when you respond with fear, with weakness, with avoidance. Most people walk blindly through the wrong door and then blame life for their suffering. But life is not to blame. Their response is the cause. When you respond with strength, even failure becomes useful. Even loss becomes fuel. Even pain becomes a teacher. When you respond with weakness, even success turns hollow, even comfort becomes poison, even opportunity slips through your hands. 4th October teaches you this contrast with force. It shows that the power of your response is greater than the power of any event. This is why two people can face the same situation and create completely different outcomes. One collapses, one rises. One surrenders, one transforms. The difference is not in the situation, but in the response. On a 4th October, you are given the chance to choose which person you will be. Will you let history repeat itself, or will you take control of the story by the way you respond? Response is not instinct, it is choice. It is trained. It is shaped by the discipline you practice, the awareness you sharpen, the courage you cultivate. On a 4 October, when difficulty arrives, pause, breathe, see clearly, then respond not as the old version of yourself would, but as the new version must. This is how you break cycles. This is how you step into growth. Do not underestimate the small responses. It is not only the great moments of crisis that shape your future. It is the daily responses to temptation, to laziness, to distraction. It is the way you handle your mornings, the way you handle your habits, the way you handle your thoughts. 4th October magnifies this truth. It tells you that the smallest responses today will echo into the largest outcomes tomorrow. Life has already warned you. History has already shown you, but warnings are useless without action. On a 4th October, your response determines whether you rise or fall. It determines whether you repeat the past or create a new path. It determines whether this day becomes just another wasted date or the beginning of a transformed future. The drama of this day lies in its urgency. It will not wait for you. 4 October comes once, and once it passes, it becomes part of history. The only thing that remains is how you responded. Did you rise? Or did you collapse? Did you act or did you hesitate? Did you step forward or did you retreat? Your future will carry the imprint of this choice. So let 4 October be the day you take full responsibility. No blaming, no excuses, no surrender. Let it be the day you respond with clarity, with strength, with unshakable determination. Because once you understand this truth, nothing outside of you can decide your life anymore. Only you can. Your response is your power. Your response is your freedom. Your response is your future. And on the 4th of October, that future begins.